Welcome to 100 Posts, my simple strategy to create the content you need in less time. So we all know that we need to be more visible on social media, more consistent on social media to really grow those sales online. But it's the creating the content that is just such a time suck for so many of us. And I'm going to talk to you about a system that I have, that I use with my clients, that with about an hour of your time will get you 100 high converting, high quality posts. That's not just a line, that's really true. So listen in. Who am I? That's a great question. My name is Jasmine Partita. I am a multi-six-figure business owner. My business is The Simplicity of Socials, and I have online courses and programs teaching strategy and technology, simplifying and strategizing for nonprofits, small businesses, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs. I have 20 years of experience as a business and social media strategist. My projects have been from scales of national to regional to very, very localized. And I say that in part because these strategies, it doesn't matter the size of your project, it doesn't matter the size of your staff. These strategies will work to convert more sales. I'm also the founder of the When Women Speak Boardroom. So that is an online community to support women entrepreneurs, really give full, well-rounded support as well as connections, coffee hours, and things like that. And you can catch me on my weekly social media podcast, which is Social Media Bite Size, where I give like 10 and 15-minute, really intense, actionable podcast episodes about social media strategy that you can use to leverage your socials. And then that one picture down there on the bottom left is Aida. I actually made that set. So I started out as an art major. I traveled the country painting set designs, working for opera companies and creating really high, like, not high, well, I mean, they were high scale, but like 30 by 50 foot backdrops was my specialty. So a lot of my work actually does come with a very high design element, in part because I have a very in-depth art background. But I'm also results driven. So here are some of the accounts. You can see where I took them over, where the bump ups come on those two specifically on the bottom and on the left there. And then the screenshot from my other client on the top right, that's a slower build, but it is a build, and it's a slower build on purpose because they had a very, very small targeted audience that they were going for. And we didn't want to grow too fast. We wanted to test some content, see what converted before we really bumped up. So this was about 2 months of testing different content. And even through that, we were growing. It was pretty amazing. Let's see. So I've worked on some really huge projects. Actually, the $6.6 billion bond measure that passed in 2018, that was through a public information campaign I did by really simplifying down the message so that we connected with voters, and it passed with an 86% approval, which is pretty remarkable, especially at the time. Bond measures really were not, especially in the Bay Area, were really not passing. I've increased weekly social media impressions from 150 to 25,000. That was in about 4 months. So these are a couple of my projects. These are some highlights if you want to read them. And I bring these up because I want to show you that I do get really high results with these simplified processes. And then this is actually a screenshot of my own Facebook group. This is September 18th through the 26th. This is just about a week, and we got up to 110,000 people in that Facebook group. And again, I didn't run any ads. All of this was organic. All of my work is organic. I rarely run ads for anything, only because I truly feel that the best way to connect with your audience and to grow a community around your brand is through authentic connection. So that's just an example of me doing it for myself in my own world. And none of these results are magical. I create campaigns that convert by taking really complicated, messy spaces and just simplifying it all down and focusing on your goals, streamlining that process to create your posts, defining your message, and then layering in a little bit of strategy and design work. And that gives us the 6 elements of a high converting social media strategy. So even if I'm not quite your jam, I created this slide specifically for anybody watching this. If you ever get overwhelmed by social media, go ahead and take a screenshot of this. And if you're having that day of, I don't know what to post and I don't know what to create and I'm not sure where to go from here, and different people on different apps are telling me to do different things, I want you to just take a minute and come back to this slide, okay? Because this is what does it. Let go of all the noise and what everybody else is doing for a minute and think about really focusing on clarity for a second. Who are you talking to? Who is your audience? Okay. What is the simplest way you can create content? What's the simplest way you can post today? If you're in a day bind, right? Ideally, you're planning ahead. But okay, let's just say you wake up every morning and post. A lot of people do. So what's the simplest way you can create content that day with the resources and time that you have? And then what is the message that really, if you could only say one thing to that audience that you identified on clarity on that first step, what is the one message you really want them to hear? And how can you simplify that down so they can really hear it in the noise of social media? And then remember that you're very goal focused with your social media. When we're doing it for ourselves, we're really just kind of hanging out. We're just posting stuff for our friends and our family. It's a lot more organic in that regard. But when you're doing it for your business, you're goal focused. So how are you moving people forward? How are you educating them to move forward towards buying from you? And then strategy, you can't be everywhere all at once if you're doing it yourself. Or you have a very small team even, or not a lot of resources. That is not a problem. Everybody starts there. Literally everybody starts there. So what can you do? What's the most strategic way you can use your socials, and where specifically is your audience most engaged? Because everybody has multiple accounts on multiple platforms. You can find your people anywhere. But where are they most engaged already? That's where you really want to start if you're limited on time or resources. And then have a design that matches that message. Because if the design is completely off of your message, then people won't connect to it. So that's my free speech on that. Those 6 elements create a very high converting social media strategy. So always come back to those for your grounding and your centering. So the 100 done for you post package that I have here is successful because it includes all 6 of those elements. Again, for about an hour of your time. You need to post consistently, but creating the post is so time consuming, and there's a lot of reasons for this. One is you're just busy in your business when you're with clients, or you're at work and your emails and phone calls. Creating the content itself is tough when you're in the middle of scaling internally your business, but you also need to create the content in order to reach new people and scale your business. So it's this catch-22 that we get stuck in that can be very frustrating. You understand the power of social media and online exposure, but you're just limited on making it happen. The top reasons that you are likely not posting consistently are going to be time. You just don't have the time to do it. Money for that special apps, or for hiring somebody to do it yourself. Maybe you're just unsure what to post and you get stuck in that post paralysis. That's something that I've run into personally a lot in the past. Was I have so many ideas that I have trouble just landing on one and committing to it. Another is just needing to focus on your clients. Your brain power is on your clients, which is amazing. However, you still need to grow your socials. And then there's a learning curve for keeping up with social media trends and platforms and technology in general. And video editing. Video is the number one piece of content right now that all the social media sites are pushing. In fact, they're actually pushing down content that is a photo or graphic in favor of uplifting any video content, to the point that Facebook is paying people to make video reels on Facebook because frankly, they're upset at how successful TikTok has been. But video editing, especially when you're starting out, takes a lot of time, right? Especially when you're just learning. So we know that there's strength in social media, okay? 3.5 billion active, like using regularly social media users. That's kind of a remarkable number. 55% of consumers say that they learn about a new brand on social media. So they're not on socials and then leaving that social media site, whatever their favorite is, and going over to Google and then searching something. They are now searching within the social media site. So if you don't have a presence on social media, you're truly missing connecting with customers. 78% of consumers are willing to buy from a company after they've had a positive interaction with them on socials. It does actually bump up your sales just by interacting with people on your page. And 74% share video content from brands on social media. That used to be people never shared things from brands, only from friends and family. That has absolutely shifted, and it's a chance for you to create content that is shareable, that is enjoyable for your audience, that they then share out and you reach new people. And let's be really clear. I said a second ago that they are searching within social media sites. And if you look at the top visited sites in the US, we're seeing it. Google is only on this list because of, the Play Store, which I keep thinking of as in terms of games, but it also is just updating apps for their social media. And also Google Play Store will have your other apps to help with video editing and photo editing and whatnot. So Google has kind of been knocked off a little bit, and people are spending their time on social media. So let's just consider growing visibility in your clients by the actual numbers here. Like how many people are currently on your email list, how many of them open your emails, click to learn more, and how many of those buy. Okay. Also, how many followers do you have? How many people are engaging with your posts consistently? How many people see your post and video, and how many that see it follow you? So I'm just going to throw in some numbers for us to kind of get a sense with here. So let's say your email list is 500 people. That means you're going to get, as just a blanket average, you might get more or less than this depending on how you've built your email list. But the kind of the industry, going over all industries for a second, the open rate is going to be 12%, 12 to 15%, with a click-through rate of about 4%, about 2%, 2.5 is your buying percentage. That is 13 sales from a list of 500 if it is an engaged email list. For followers, you're looking at maybe gaining 3 followers a week if you have 500 and you have 30 engagements regularly on your posts. That if you've got 30 engagements regularly on your posts, then you might be able to reach up to 1,500 people outside and beyond your following. So 500 followers, not all of them will see it, but many of them will. So this is about 1,200 people that are not your followers seeing your content. Okay. So 30 engagements does not necessarily translate though to sales at all. If your content is not moving them forward, they might like your content and be interested in it, but you also have to have content that is moving people forward. So you want content that educates, inspires, and moves followers off social media towards buying. Social media is just where they're meeting you, learning about you, learning to trust you, see you as an expert, but you want to move them forward. You want them to be able to connect with you authentically and build trust. You positioning yourself as the expert in your field. Your audience loves and shares the content that you post. That's what you want, right? You want to create a consistent message so that they always, when they think of that message, they think of you and they really start to understand who you are and the value that you bring. And this requires a pretty solid amount of just content of posts, right? And they have to all align with these items, but in different media forms. I mean, you can see very quickly where this gets overwhelming, right? You have to have this in video form, graphic form, blogs on your website, newsletters. It becomes a lot pretty quickly. To create 100 pieces of content, 100 posts, kind of the old-fashioned way of one at a time, it would take you about 40 hours. Yeah, considering about 20 to 30 videos, it's going to take you about 40 hours. So I was just checking that math in my head. What if you could spend 1 hour and have 100 high-quality posts? I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer, right? The 100 done for you post package gives you 100 high quality posts using all 6 of those elements with only 1 hour of your time. That means your content will be targeted, quality, engaging, and converting while saving you about 40 hours of post creating time. So we create 100 posts in multimedia formats, allowing you to have a weekly or monthly blog on your website. It's up to you how often you want to post. Start a podcast, build a YouTube channel. You can 20x your Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook profiles, engagements and followings by having this really engaging content the way we make it. I'll explain that in a smidge, just in a little bit here in a couple slides. You can create an evergreen sales funnel. The way that we create your content actually also organically creates an evergreen sales funnel. You can utilize all of this to build your email list, expand your connections on LinkedIn, and convert more followers to clients. All of that, not like picking a piece of it. So how does this work? We're going to start with 20 to 60 minutes of video. We're going to have you record 20 to 60 minutes of video, and then you're going to give it to us, and we're going to break it into all of these different forms, reels and LinkedIn videos and video ads and audio files for your podcast and show notes for your podcast and audiogram clips so that you can say, here, check out my new episode. And here's a bit of, when I was talking about XYZ on the podcast episode. We're going to give you blogs and articles and graphics, all of this. So you record a video and we create all of that, and then you publish your content. Okay. So you record a video of about 20 to 60 minutes. We edit that into all those pieces and give it back to you in a big chunk of files. And we share that through Dropbox, or not through Dropbox. Well, we can share it through Dropbox if you want, or Google folders. We do either one. And then you have the content and you publish it to your social media. So it's 4 steps. So one is going to be the onboarding call. And this is a really important call because we're not just going to send you off to record a video. We actually want to talk with you and strategize what that video will be so that we can create the video. So you're creating the video, but we're creating content that all aligns with your main goals. So we will first have a strategy call with you. Then we're going to have you record your 20 to 60 minute video. Then we take all that and we cut it into the little pieces, the 100 pieces of content. And then step 4 is you schedule your content and it posts for you. So you're done. And again, that saves you easily 40 hours of filming, kind of learning how to film, learning how to design, learning how to do all these different pieces, editing, and then writing all of your content. That's pretty massive. I'm really excited about this. So step 1 is going to be the onboarding call. We strategize your content with you, right? So we're going to strategize what this video will be about. And we want this to be a video that leads directly to whatever your main offer or product is. And then we're going to build the content around that message. So the content that you create is going to be consider it like a top level video, and everything else is going to point towards it. Step 2 is you actually filming that video. And you want to think about this as being one step away from booking a call or going ahead and ordering something online, actually a sale, right? With the rest of your content leading towards it, like I was just talking about. And this video can, in the end, once you create it and we edit it down for you a little bit, you can use this as a YouTube video that you're directing people towards, a webinar, a masterclass, a video podcast episode. Video podcasts are now the new thing on Spotify. So they're really bumping those out to people right now. You want to pick a topic where you can give really quality, actionable information and advice to your listeners. And if you're new to creating longer videos, you're going to want to go ahead and do a series of 5 to 7 minute videos. And then you can post them as a series to Facebook, YouTube, all the places you would post to. So you don't have to think about this in terms of one 20-minute or 60-minute video. It can be, or it can be a series of smaller videos. Either way, we can create 100 posts for you from it. What does that look like? This is a breakdown of the content that we do. The short form videos, the graphics, the blogs, the audio posts. The blogs are really great because we have, we create 4 different blogs. So you can actually, it's the same content, but we restructure it differently. So you can actually have one on your website. You can have one on LinkedIn as an article that you publish, which we do highly suggest you start utilizing LinkedIn right now. If you haven't been, go check it out. It is a whole new world in LinkedIn, and it is a growing world. So anybody creating content over there right now is able to grow quicker because LinkedIn is kind of at that beginning of the jump up in growth. So that's a missed opportunity for connections and sales as well. Podcast audio. We're going to pull out the transcript for you in show notes so that if you have a podcast episode, you truly can have that all set for your SEO pieces as well, which is really exciting. The other thing is the audio file, even if you do not have a podcast, I have some people go, I don't want to do a podcast. Well, that's great. That's not a problem. However, you're going to have that audio file, which is if you go to any news site right now, if you go to most major online platforms, they will have an audio file at the top of every article that they publish. So we suggest you do the same, both for SEO and general accessibility. So this audio file can go right on the top of your blog post. And what that does is allow for people to have more access to, maybe people don't want to read, they just want to go to your page and go, oh, I'll click this, and they'll listen to the audio file while they work and go on to other things, but they've got your voice in the background. So, and then graphics, we pull out those top quotes, those top items that you said in your content, and we create quotes specifically in your brand colors for you. We do checklists of the top points that you made. Those checklists are then turned into carousel posts. Carousel posts, if you don't know, are the posts, if you see them on Instagram, where it's multiple graphics and you flip through them. For whatever reason, Instagram has decided those are also similar to video as far as engagement level. So if you have somebody flipping through a carousel post, it also bumps you up in the Instagram algorithm. We've got TikTok videos, we've got of different lengths, YouTube shorts, LinkedIn posts, Instagram stories, and of course, Facebook. So showing that to you in a little bit more detail, this is what you're going to have. You're going to have that full length video that you created, or that series of videos that you created. And then we're going to have 5 to 10 video highlight clips, approximately 5 minutes long. So if you do a series of 5, then these will be closer to 2.5, 3 minute long mini clips out of it. We're going to do 10 short videos of about 1 minute to 1 to 2 minutes. And those are perfect for TikTok, Reels, LinkedIn, and YouTube Shorts. Then we're going to do 10 videos that are 7 to 15 second clips. And these really bump you up in the algorithm of TikTok, Reels, and YouTube Shorts. And we talk to you about how to utilize those to get the most engagement on them when we talk to you, because how you use those depends on what your goals are for your social media. You've got your audio file, your 5 audiogram posts with your logo, your graphic-based video. So we take the audio file and we do a graphics-based version of it so that you can put that on YouTube as well. The audio clips for Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok stories. So you've got it in post form, in story form, your podcast show notes, transcript, blog articles for your website. You can publish that also on Medium and LinkedIn. Newsletter articles for your email list. And I also personally, if you have a business, suggest doing a business page with a business newsletter, because LinkedIn will send that out to people as well. And you can use the exact same content for both of those, because it's never the same audience. It's rarely the same audience. We do the 5 quote graphics, holiday. We add in some holiday posts for you as well to make sure that you're acknowledging Labor Day and Memorial Day and, 4th of July, all those different kind of holidays in there. We do checklist, carousel, and then 20 graphics for Facebook and Instagram stories. And then we do 5 what are called traffic driving graphics. And these are graphics like, check out the link in my bio, or I've got a new podcast episode, or here's a new training or masterclass now available. Whatever those are for you specifically, we do 5 of those in your brand colors as well. So step 4, you schedule your content to post to your accounts, and you're done. That's amazing, right? We did all the kind of heavy lifting there for you. So 100 posts could be 2 to 3 posts a day would give you a month of content, which is amazing. And some people want to do it at that level. It depends on what your goals are and what your growth goals are. 100 posts could also be 3 months of content at 1 post a day. So you could actually use the content that we create for you dripped out over 3 months. Or if you want to drip it out even farther and use the content we give you every other day, then the off days you can put in relevant news stories or other content that you have, maybe events that you're going to, do your lives, do that extra content in there, and that gives you 6 months of content. So the reason this system works is because we are creating written, video, and audio content in your authentic voice. We're not an agency that's grabbing your stuff and then just designing a whole, kind of ghostwriting blog articles for you, or, creating content, just pulling it together that we think will work and sending it off. We're using your voice and your terms and your words. And so it helps you connect to your audience across platforms and multiple styles. And it also creates if they go and check out your website, your socials, your YouTube video, you're going to be saying the same messages and the same voice and the same phrases. And it shows that you are truly who you say you are. And it really quickly builds that trust for people. Different media styles, people take in this content in different ways. So we're covering all of those bases. And then the graphics, once they're created, are building that visual brand recognition for you as well. And then it creates regular posting. So you are posting continually, so your audience gets to really connect with you. And then frankly, the social media sites and the algorithms go, okay, this is a real and engaged and active account, and they will start bumping you up as well and showing you to more people. And it also works because it takes the stress off of you and gives you back hours and hours of time to focus in on your clients and your business. My team and I create content for over 100 clients a month, and they are from all different walks of life and all different types of businesses and services. I've got musicians, mortgage brokers, dentists, public speakers. That's their job as a public speaker, which is, I think is amazing. Designers, we've got a couple construction companies somehow, coaches, educators, consultants. So there's a whole bunch of different ways this can be utilized. But again, it works because we are starting with your goal and your main video content and then creating all the content around that piece. So it's all very centered on you and what your audience needs. 100 posts is a lot, and it will help increase your online sales. It will expand your visibility. It'll help you create a sales funnel from your social media profiles off the social media sites towards sales. It will create consistent messaging and exposure, and it will give you back hours a week to focus on your business. So what are the details? The total investment of this is $2,100 with a turnaround time of just under 2 weeks. We're averaging 6 days right now, but I just give us a little extra space there in case we need it. But so about just over a week to get you your content back in the form that you were looking for it in all this list that I gave you, right? The graphics are designed in your brand colors. All the video files are ready to be posted without further editing. You just grab the file and post it. My team consists of a copywriter, a video editor, a graphic designer, and a project manager. So I've actually got 2 project managers now. So you actually get assigned a project manager so you can email them at any point and ask them questions. And then what I do is I oversee the process to make sure it's sticking within the strategy and continuing to move towards sales and kind of keeping my eye on that piece of your content for you. And the process is you set up a 30-minute introductory conversation with me. It's just a meet and greet. I answer your questions and I want to hear about your goals and make sure that this is something that can really work for you and find out what support you need in your socials. Then you pick your payment plan, you schedule your onboarding call, you film your video, send us your video, and then we take it from there and send it back to you. So go ahead and set up your meet and greet today if you are ready to take action on your social media and you're ready to take it seriously and you're ready to strategize your content, not just be throwing posts at the wall once in a while and hoping something takes off and sticks. And if you're ready to really grow that visibility and take on more clients, if you're ready to scale your business online, then go ahead and click the button to join me on a call. And I'd love to meet you and hear about what you're doing and see if we can get you 100 posts and get your content moving your clients through your social media into your sales funnel and becoming more clients.